Hey YouTube, Novastar here again, and today I'm bringing you a new Vanguard deck profile that I've recently finished. And this deck profile topped a local tournament recently well, my friend was using this because I was using my Gear Chronicles, which you'll see after this video most likely. I'll do a deck profile on that. My friend borrowed this build off me because he basically wanted to try it out because he's building the same build, but mine was complete. So he tried it out and he topped. He got first place, and well, it was a winner box tournament, but he got first place. He went undefeated. He played Seekers, loads of Gear Chronicle, the new Novas, and his deck topped. So I'm just going to profile you. It is my first build, and I know there's probably going to be some criticism on this deck, but I personally think this is the strongest variant of this clan at the minute, and I personally have so much fun playing it. So it is going to be on my OTT deck, and it is going to be on Goddess of the Full Moon Tsukiyomi. So for your starter, you run God Hawk Ichibayoshi, and he is at the start of your ride phase. You can look at the top 5 cards of your deck for a Goddess of the Crescent Moon Tsukiyomi and superior ride it, and you can't ride do your normal ride that turn if you superior ride. And then you put the rest in any order on the bottom of your deck. If you don't get in the top 5, if you don't get the Goddess of the Crescent Moon Tsukiyomi, you could just ride one from your hand. So, for grade 3s, I'm going to start off with the triggers. Triggers. I'll start off with the triggers. So, I am playing 4 of the Assault Dive Eagle, 4 of the Assault Dive Eagle crit, 4 Psychic Birds, and 4 of the new Magus crit trigger. Her effect isn't really effective in the deck, and Psychic Bird is just you can move him to the soul to draw a card. And the Magus effect isn't really any good in the deck because you have to have Magus Vanguards, so there's no point going over that. So I'm playing 12 crit, which a lot of people would be like, why no draws? Because you don't need draws, trust me. And then 4 heals, and the best heal trigger, obviously. Sometimes the stack gets really, really bad because Tsukiyomi, this deck does stack the deck really well. But sometimes you get a bad stack and you just need to shuffle your deck again, so this card's effect helps. Basically, when she boosts, she gains an extra 3k, so she's a 6k boost. And at the end of the turn, or at the end of the battle phase where she boosts, you return her to the deck and shuffle. But you play mostly just for the heal, but the effects are nice. Grade 1s. So for grade 1s, I play 4 Goddess of the Half Moon, 4 Goddess of the Crescent Moon even, not Half Moon, Tsukiyomis. Basically her effect is, at the start of your ride phase, you can check the top 5 cards of your deck for a Goddess of the Half Moon Tsukiyomi and superior ride it. You cannot do your normal ride this turn if you successfully ride. Obviously you don't if you don't get in the top, and the rest go to the bottom in any order, hence building a stack. You do not shuffle your deck. Next I'm playing 3 of the Divine Sword Imino Marakomi, or whatever his name is. The basically gains +2 grades when he's used for Stride Fodder. I do have 2 signs. I could do with getting a 3rd really, but I can't be asked spending any more money. I'll probably pick one up by trade at some point. Basically, his other effect is on play. You can reveal a grade 3 in your hand to search your deck for the other grade 3 runs Susanoo, but I can't remember his full name, so it's Susanoo. And add it to your hand. But you mostly use this just for Stride Fodder. You don't really, and as an extra 7k booster. Next, I run 1 Battle Sister Kokoa. Basically, on play, you can look at the top card of your deck and either leave it on there or put it to the bottom of your deck, I think it is. Yes. So if you lose where you are in your stack, because this deck sometimes you do lose where you are in the stack, it's all about memory. You can just play this, check the top card of your deck, and see if you know where you are. So it is handy. Next, I play 2 Battle Sister Lemonades. Lemonade's skill is on play, you can Soul Blast 2 to on-flip 2 counter blasts. So she is very, very useful in this deck. You can manipulate your deck so much with your counter blasts. And lastly, for the grade 1s, I'm playing 4 of the new Perfect Guard. Can't really pronounce his name, but basically, if you have a copy of him in your drop zone, waiting room, whatever you want to call it, you can on-flip 1 counter blast. So it's a very helpful for on-flips, because obviously, like I said, counter blasts are very important in this deck. Next, I will do grade 2s. I'm playing 4 Goddess of the Half Moon Tsukiyomi. And what Tsukiyomi's first skill is, when she's placed on the Vanguard circle, Soul Charge 2. Well, you may Soul Charge 2. And her other skill is, at the start of your ride phase, check the top 5 cards of your deck for a Goddess of the Full Moon Tsukiyomi, and you may Superior's ride it. But that is pretty much it. So again, and the rest go to the bottom of the deck in any order, which makes a good stack. Next, I run 4 Divine. I'm not even going to pronounce that name. That's just stupidly long, and for someone who's dyslexic, it's a pain in the ass to read. But it's basically when this unit attacks, if it's boosted, you can counterblast 1 to draw a card. So basically, it's just a free draw for a counterblast 1. It's a good card. Next, oh god, there's the 4th one. Next, for the last of the grade 2s, I'm only playing 3 Silent Toms. Now, this is where a lot of people go, why are you not running 4 Toms? You should run 4 Toms. Also, same with, you should run 8Ks. You're running Toms, 16K columns. No, shut up. You don't have room for 8Ks for 1. 2, 4 Silent Toms in this deck is way too cloggy. I see this card plenty. I go through, get into my stack and rebuild my stack at least 3 times a game. You do not need more than 3 Tom. The 8Ks for grade 1s, if you can find fucking room for them, go ahead and put them in. But you really can't find room. You can't really cut much in the deck because everything is needed. You need more space, but unfortunately you're only allowed a 50 card deck. Otherwise, if you could have a 55 card deck, I would be running 8Ks without a doubt. And possibly a 3rd Lemonade. And then if it's probably a 4th Tom, but no. So 3 Silent Toms is all you will need. And for what people who don't know what Silent Tom does and who have been living under a rock for so many years, this card is basically when it attacks, if it's on the Vanguard or Vanguard, during the battle that this unit attacks, if you have an Oracle Ficting Vanguard, your opponent cannot equal grade 0s to guard. So he basically forces them to use a lot of cards or a perfect guard. And then for grade 3s, I play 4 Goddess of the Full Moon Tsukiyomi, the last part of the ride chain. Her first effect is, if you do not have a card named Goddess of the Half Moon, Goddess of the Crescent Moon, or Godhawk Ichiboshi in your soul, this unit gets minus 2k power. You don't care, you're going to have them in the soul. Her other effect is Counterblast 2. If you have 6 or more Oracle Vic tanks in your soul, draw 2 cards, choose a card from your hand, and move it to the soul. You barely use this Tsukiyomi's effect. You just use it for the ride chain, because this is the guy you want. From the last grade 3, I play 4 Supreme Heavenly Battle Deity Susanoo. This guy is like amazing. So he has a Generation Break 2 skill, which is, if you're at Generation Break 2, during your turn, if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or more, he gets 5,000 power plus a crit. His other effect is, when you stride over him, counterblast 1, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand and put 1 to the bottom. So basically you increase your stack by 1, plus 1 into your hand. Fucking amazing. You get your ride chain, that stacks. You ride this, stacking, and then you stride over him, stacking again, striding again, stacking again. Oh, he's got critical. You have a Tom next to him with a 7k booster. It's only a 15k column. If you get a critical and pull it on Tom, they're going to want to guard this as well. So it's like, puts a lot of pressure on. And then for the strides, let's see, strides. Yeah, these are them. Yes, you play 4 soaring, basically 4 of this guy, and basically all it is when he hits, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck and add 1 to your hand and 1 to the bottom of the deck in any order. So basically, he's the same as the Stride, Breakthrough, so so basically, you know, check top 2, add 1 to your hand, 1 to the bottom deck. All you got to do is hit. And the last one is by far my favorite, possibly my most favorite stride, other than Ragnarok's probably my favorite stride so far, but this card's good. Basically, Counterblast 2, flip up a copy of himself into, so he's, and if you have 2 or more face-up units in your stride, you can check the top 4 cards of your deck, add 2 to your hand, and put 2 to the bottom of the deck, increasing your stack again. So not only do you just ridiculously cycle through your deck and increase that stack, you just manipulate your deck so much. And you can just stack triggers everywhere. And running 12 crits as well, with a triple drive check and a Tom on the field. Yeah, this deck puts a lot of pressure up. It won at my locals. It come first place out of... Basically, it was a winner box tournament at my locals. And the guy, my friend, used this and he beat everyone because he's been playing Tsukiyomi for 4 years. It's his go-to deck. He loves the deck. Even, you know, not competitively for 4 years, but he's never got rid of the deck since it came out. And he topped with this deck. So let me know what you guys think of my build. And any tips and suggestions and changes that you would make, leave them down in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and stay tuned for more Vanguard and White Shorts content. Thank you and goodbye.